The big three have been dominating the tour for the last 20 plus years. They've won the last 64 out of 78 Grand Slams, and just take a look at this chart right here. You can just see their dominance. I mean, I can get into all of that, but basically, now that Federer's retired and Nadal is kind of dealing with injuries, and obviously Novak is still dominating the tour, there could be a new big three coming. And obviously I'm talking about Sinner, Rune, and Alcaraz. And you could probably call them like the next gen big three right now, but they've been winning lots of tournaments and climbing in the rankings, and Alcaraz has been number one. But do they have the potential to be the new big three? Before we get into the video, 96% of you guys watch my videos aren't subscribed. So if you guys enjoy tennis content like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button and check out my other videos. Alright, so we're going to talk about Alcaraz first, and obviously he's the best out of the three right now. He's been the world number one, and he's won a Grand Slam, which was a great run at the US Open. I loved watching it. Also, I remember it's showing the highlights right now, but the match between Sinner and Alcaraz, that match was so good. I think it ended around like 2 a.m. and I stayed up watching all of it. But anyways, so Alcaraz has been playing so well last season. I mean, he's been dealing with some injuries, but I definitely think he can dominate the tour for the next couple years, especially when Novak eventually starts winding down his career, but we'll see. Anyways, Alcaraz has also won 2 Masters 1000 finals, and he's shown that he can dominate on pretty much any surface, which is kind of basically what the big three can do too. And keep in mind, he's only 19, so he has lots of time to develop other areas of his game. But right now, his forehand is really good, and his drop shot is honestly one of the best on the tour. It's actually fun watching him. But I definitely see him having a good rivalry with Sinner and Rune, because they're all just competitors and they are some of the top next-gen players. Alright, so now we're going to talk about Sinner. He's been in the top 10 before, but he's currently not. But he's had to deal with a lot of injuries and had to retire from a lot of matches last season. So hopefully he can stay healthy, because that's going to be a big part of what's called dominating the tour. He hasn't won the Masters 1000 yet, but he's won many titles, and he just won the Montpellier Open last week. But I definitely think this season is going to be his season to win his Masters 1000 title and maybe contend for a Grand Slam. I'm not sure. But his game is really fun to watch. He's a good serve. He can basically hit a winner from anywhere on the court. It's pretty cool to watch. Sinner can also dominate on pretty much any surface, and he did take Novak to 5 sets, but he was up 2 sets to love. I thought he was going to win it. He should have won it, but oh well, we'll see what he does this year at Wimbledon. But yeah. And yeah, he's the only one that hasn't beaten Djokovic out of the 3, but he's come very close. And now we're going to talk about Rune, who recently just won the Paris Masters at the end of last season, beating Djokovic in the final, which was absolutely insane. But the way to getting to the final was also really hard, as he had to beat a lot of top players. Players like Hurkacz, Rublev, Alcaraz, although he had to retire, and FAA in the semifinal. But yeah, he also has a good all-around game, pretty good serve and good forehand. But I definitely think he needs to work on his mental game a bit more. I know he's not that well liked by some people, but I definitely think he's also 19, so he still has time to work on those things. Alright, so now that I've talked about all 3 players, can they be the new big 3? And personally, I think somewhat yes. But the big 3 is dominated for 20 plus years, and I think while these 3 will be pretty dominant, there's gonna be a lot of other players that can still challenge them. They won't be miles above the rest. They'll still be slightly above other next gen players, I think, and there's still some current gen players that definitely can still challenge them, like Tsitsipas, who isn't that much older than them, and Zverev is coming back from injury, and Medvedev is in a bit of a slump, but we'll see if he can come back. But I definitely think there'll be a big 3 of some sort, like a big 3 2.0, but I don't think they're going to be anywhere near the same as the big 3 that we all know. And for Grand Slams, I think I feel like they're all definitely getting at least 4. I don't know, I think Alcaraz is going to get the most, but we'll see. Another big factor of being dominant is injuries and then longevity. So hopefully they can all stay pretty healthy and be able to dominate for as long as possible. And yeah, so that's basically all for the video, but comment what you guys think, and make sure to subscribe and check out my other tennis content.